President Obama's budget chief heading to Capitol Hill to defend the president's spending choices. One of those doing the questioning is a fiscal conservative freshman from South Carolina. He is joining right now our chief Washington correspondent, Peter Cook. Peter.
And Congressman Mick Mulvaney is with me now. He's one of the new freshman class here, one of the Republicans having such an impact here in Congress. Thanks for the time, first of all.
Happy to be here. You
get the chance to question the president's budget chief today. For most Republicans, what we're hearing so far is disappointment in the president's budget. What's your take on it?
Disappointment doesn't begin to talk about it. One of the things I want to talk to the gentleman today about is the underlying assumptions. One of the things we're hearing now is that as bad as the projections are in the president's budget and as heavy as the deficits are, they've still assumed a rate of growth much higher than everybody else. So I'm thinking like there's a little bit of book cooking going on. So we're going to try and get into that with him a little bit today.
The president's message and the OMB director's message, at least to us yesterday, is listen, we want to cut the budget deficit. We have some hard cuts in here. If you cut too soon, too quickly, you can do harm to this economy. It's not a message a lot of House Republicans are buying.
It's not a message that I think most folks should buy. I mean, if the theory was that government investment, which is a fancy word around here for spending, created jobs and we wouldn't have 9.5% unemployment rate like we do. I'm thinking that hopefully now it's cost us a tremendous amount of money to learn this lesson, but folks are learning that Keynesian economics doesn't work at this scale and that it's time for us to get the fiscal house in order and let the private sector take care of the employment situation.
The president's budget is for fiscal year 2012. We have a more immediate fight even this week on the House floor over fiscal year 2011 spending. You all are trying to cut $61 billion from the budget. That means cuts, 30% cut for EPA, means cops on the beat in some places. Very tough cuts. Are we headed for a government shutdown?
Oh, I don't think so. I certainly hope not. That's not the point behind the discussion. What we're trying to do is get our spending levels back to 2008 under the theory that that was before the stimulus, that was before the TARP, trying to get back to that particular level. Now, there's some folks, myself included, who think that's still too high. In fact, there's a lot of folks today who are going to vote to take us back to 2008 levels who didn't vote for 2008 levels back in 2008. A lot of us think that 2006 is the better baseline, and that's what we'll be pushing for this week.
What about the debt ceiling vote? Could come anytime between now and May. If you had to vote on that today, would you vote not to raise the debt ceiling?
If I had to vote on it today, I would vote not to raise the debt ceiling. We simply have not seen any hint, I mean, not even the beginnings of a hint of a structural change in the way Washington functions. And that's what you're going to have to have. You're going to have something like a balanced budget amendment that sends the message that, okay, we're going to raise the debt ceiling this time, but the system is really going to change. Short of that, I think that a lot of difficulty in getting that debt ceiling raised. And we got a boost last week, I think, from Dr. Bernanke, when I think he sort of acknowledged that the bill that Senator Toomey and Representative McClintock are pushing would allow us to not raise the debt ceiling without putting the full faith and credit of the country at risk.
All right, Congressman Mick Mulvaney, thanks for the time. Appreciate it. One of those questioning the budget director, Jack Lew, this morning here on Capitol Hill.